Hey, y'all. It's Tony Mallory from Ropes and Wings. Glad you could join us and welcome if you're new. Today's session that I'm sharing with you is an excellent session. Of course, we remove a few entities in the very beginning, and some of these entities were actually emotional blockages and thought form entities that the client put there herself. Then we get to go see a parallel future timeline where we are all connected and we're able to connect with vehicles, with buildings, um, nature, and all that is by connecting through the heart space. We're in communion with everything around us. We're all connected. So it's very interesting. And even through the higher self section and the questions, it was all about connecting into the heart space and getting back to feeling, remembering out of the heart space and connecting with everyone out of the heart space. It was an amazing session. I want to thank my clients so much for allowing us to share these videos. They help so many people. If you would like to book a session with me, please follow the links down in the description. Also, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I love you all and hope to see you soon. Take care. And let me know if you find anything.
I do feel like on the bottom of my feet, kind of like pulsating.
Let's have Archangel Michael place that net of white light around the pulsations in the bottom of the feet, all the way around where the energy exists. And now that that net's around that energy, and you focus deeper on that pulsating in the feet, what color do you sense that to be?
Brown.
I'd like to speak to that brown energy causing the pulsations in the feet. And if it had anything to say, what would it say?
It doesn't want to say anything.
As you focus deeper on that, what do you sense that to be?
Mud.
How did this mud get there?
Doesn't want to say. It's quiet.
When you look and focus deeper on this mud at the feet, does you sense that it has a consciousness that needs to speak, or is it something else?
It doesn't seem like a consciousness. It's
Mm-hmm.
very quiet.
What does this mud keep you from doing?
It's kind of like glue. Like
Mm-hmm.
when you pick up your feet, it stays sticky on the ground. It gets hard for you to move. A little bit like quicksand. The more you fight it, the more it'll bring you down. You have to stay still.
How old were you and what was going on in your life when this got put there?
I heard 5.
What was happening at 5 years old?
Confusion, unclear, not knowing where to belong in the world. The feeling of unworthiness and loneliness comes up, where who's gonna take care of me, who's gonna love me.
Do you get a sense of who placed that there? How was that placed there?
I hear self-worth. I think I placed it there
And what was the reason that you placed it there?
to feel okay with being still. It was getting passed around a lot from family member to family member. Never really belonging anywhere, but being everywhere. In the sense of just wanting to be still and stable and have something stability.
And
It
how
was
else?
the
Go ahead.
it was the emotions.
How else has it been affecting us? What has it been preventing us from doing?
From moving forward, it's supposed to be for stability, but no stability is found. You're just stuck in the mud.
How else is it affecting us?
It's keeping us afraid from
Yeah.
taking steps.
And
It's like it almost wants me to get down on my knees type thing, but I refuse to get down on my knees, so it stays on my feet.
is it affecting us in any other way?
I think health. It's affecting the health. Healthy, to become healthy, it's affecting me needing to move around to be healthy.
And you said that it was passed down between family members. How was it passed down?
No, I as a child was passed down. My mom gave me to my grandmother, and my grandmother gave me to my aunt.
I see. And then you created this mud, this quicksand to make it more stable,
Mm-hmm.
but yet it's been affecting us adversely.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else that we need to understand about this before we remove it?
It was never needed. But the mind plays tricks on you, and the mind makes you feel like you are not worthy and you're not cared. And even though so many family members cared enough to take me in,
Mhm.
Your mind still wants you to feel the other way.
Let's go ahead and that 5-year-old version of yourself that felt unworthy and was confused. Let's flood that scene of that 5-year-old with white light. Let's change that memory into how we would like to see it. When we flood it with white light, what does that look like now?
It feels like joy, happiness, bunch of family members rejoicing and hugging and showing you that you are worthy and loved. And
Yes.
we love you enough to take care of you.
And as we take that 5-year-old version of ourselves and sit them on our lap and tell them that they are loved and that we turned out great, what would you like to tell them?
I want to let her know that she's okay. She's happy and loved.
Mm-hmm.
And love has always been within her
Yes.
and with her.
What does she say to that?
She smiled.
Yes. And how does that change her emotionally?
She's gleaming, joyful smile. Seems like there was a lot of stress a 5-year-old shouldn't have, but now she's skipping.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Is there anything else that needs to be said to her or anything that she needs to say to you?
She said, "Thank you."
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and let's give that 5-year-old version of ourselves a balloon, and it can be any color balloon. What color balloon would you like to give her?
Green.
Green. We'll have her hold on to that green balloon. And what we're both going to do is we're going to take all those emotions that no longer serve us, that no longer serve us any longer. We're going to fill that balloon. I want you to take all those emotions, fill them, and place them into that balloon. Both your 5-year-old version and yourself, place them all into that balloon as you feel them, experience them, and then release them into that balloon. Tell me when that balloon is filled up.
It's filled.
Let's go ahead and let's tell that 5-year-old version of ourselves she can go ahead and release that balloon. We're going to leave it go out into the atmosphere, fly up into the sky, turning all those lower density feelings and emotions that no longer serve us into high frequency and vibration to be used elsewhere. Floats out of sight. Tell me when that balloon is out of sight.
It's out of sight.
Beautiful. Let's go ahead and let's have that 5-year-old version of ourselves go do what she'd like to do. She can go play. She can go do what she needs to do.
Okay.
What does she do?
She's play singing and play acting and all this stuff. Pretend.
So we can leave them there playing and acting and having fun as a 5-year-old. Just allow them to do that and reintegrate at any time. She is part of you, allows you to bring out that playful side. What do we need to do to remove this mud from the feet, this quicksand that was placed there?
Looks like it needs to get scraped off.
Let's go ahead and take a scraper of white light. Take that scraper in your hand and scrape all that mud off, that quicksand. You can hand it off to your healing team as they're standing there to receive it. They can change it into high frequency and vibration. Go ahead and scrape that all away, releasing your feet. Let me know when that is finished.
It's finished.
And what color light can we bring in there to further signify healing for you?
Light blue, like the sky.
Beautiful. I'm going to strike the light blue tuning fork. I want you to place that frequency there, blasting away any remnants. All those lower density feelings and emotions just fall away. They no longer serve us. We can move forward with confidence. Our independence and strength comes flooding back in. Our energetic balance, our stability and security, our creativity, our joy, our sensuality, healthy emotions, all come flooding back in. Your self-confidence, your inner power, your self-esteem, your playfulness, your sense of humor, your warmth. You can move forward with confidence and ease. How does that feel since we removed that off?
Feels better.
Beautiful.
I can move forward instead of moving like in circles.
Beautiful. Amazing. Let's have the healing teams continue to clean up that area if they need to. Continue to clean that area and let us continue with our scan. Scan down the body, looking for any low-level dense energy, anything that should not be there, any feelings or sensations, pain or discomfort. Let me know if you find anything.
It's very light, but I guess where the sacral chakra would be. I think it might be sit underneath the belly button.
What sensation do you get there underneath the belly button?
I want to say like poking or like shock and like electricity running through it.
Yeah. Let's have Archangel Michael place that net of white light all the way around that energy where it's attached. Electric shock, that poking feeling there underneath the belly button, everywhere that energy is attached. And as you focus deeper on that energy there underneath the belly button, what color do you sense that to be?
Red.
And I'd like to speak to that red energy that's causing that poking, that electric shock there. I'd like to speak to it. And if it had anything to say, what would it say?
I like it here.
I know you like it there, but this is a free will universe and you don't have permission to be there. This one has asked me here to help her, so in turn I can help you. What is it that you're doing there?
Just hanging out.
I see. Do you ever remember a time of having a human body?
No.
Who sent you here to this one? Just to hang out?
Darkness.
What did the darkness want you to do there?
Not let things flow up and down.
Yeah.
I'm a wall. You can't move me. I'm a wall.
I see. Well, what did the darkness? Why did they want to block this one so much? What's so special about her?
It's the bright light. The bright light.
Yes. The darkness don't want that light to shine through. What if that light was allowed to come through? What would happen then?
You can help other people become bright lights.
Mm-hmm. And your job is to be that wall and block that from lighting up everything else, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Make it incomplete.
Mm-hmm.
Only half.
Yes.
You can only have half. I get the other half.
Right. So you're taking her energy as well?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And so how old was she and what was going on in her life when you were able to attach there?
10.
Mm-hmm. And what was happening at 10 years old?
She was learning a lot of truths. She came to the United States and learned a lot of stuff. She was very sad.
Yeah.
Had to change her name. A lot of changes.
Mm-hmm.
But we can keep her sitting down.
And this allowed you in quite easily then, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Tell me more about yourself. You're that wall blocking her energy and taking her energy, only giving her half of it. What else do you do?
I keep my ground.
Mm-hmm.
I stay strong. I'm strength. She's lucky to have me.
Yes. Why is she lucky to have you?
Because I'm strong.
Mm-hmm. How do
With me, she's strong too.
I see. How do you feel that she's strong? What's she strong at doing?
She has a strong will, but sometimes she doesn't do anything with it.
Mm-hmm. So what else do you do to keep that light down?
I keep the bottom half darkened. There's no light coming in. If she could move mountains. You can't let that happen.
Right. What would happen if she learns how to move mountains?
People will be happy. People will be happy to meet her.
Yes. So what
if... can help them find their light, but we don't want a candle that lights up other candles.
Right. So what if I told you, in the darkness that sent you probably didn't tell you this, but what if I told you that you're of the light as well? You might have been lied to or deceived into doing this job. What would you say to that?
I would be happy, but I wouldn't be strong.
Mm-hmm.
They said the darkness gives you strength.
Right. That's what they told you.
The lights are just here.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're only getting 50% power by using her energy, aren't you?
Yeah, but it's enough.
Mm-hmm. Do you send that energy back to the darkness as well?
I don't know where it goes.
Hmm. But you send it on as well, don't you?
Yeah, it doesn't stay here.
So you're getting even less than 50%.
And sometimes it makes her legs tingling, like they fall asleep and she's not even touching them.
So what else do you do to block this light energy from coming up through? You block the lower chakras, keep them dark. What else do you do?
It stops the lymphatic system.
Mm-hmm.
It stops the flow from going up and down.
Yes.
But sometimes I have to ease up because sometimes her feet feel like they're going to pop out with all the energy that's stuck down there.
Yeah.
And it doesn't let her do grounding.
Uh-huh. So you keep her from being grounded as well?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
She tries to put her feet on the ground, and I'm like, you're not doing anything.
Uh-huh. What else do you do?
I stay here and chill. I keep her sitting down watching TV.
Mm-hmm. Keep her from moving forward or being motivated to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Because she doesn't have as much energy as she could.
Nope. And she tells her kids, I'm drained. And the kids start to think it's them, but it's not them. They're not draining her. She thinks it's her mind that's draining her, but it's the body.
What else do you do?
That's pretty much it.
Do you do all this by yourself because you're so strong?
I'm very strong.
Yes, you are. I have the angels and the team of light that's gathered around you. They're going to give you a message of what you can expect if you detach from this one. What do they tell you or show you?
They said I could have my own light and energy.
Yes. What do you think of that?
I have to see it to believe it.
Okay. Let's have them show you an image of what your journey's could look like if you choose to. What do they show you?
I see the sky, like I can fly.
Yes. And how does flying feel to you?
It's unusual,
Yes.
but I like the wind.
What else do they show you?
Showing me love. I know. It's weird.
Do you remember this?
It's there, but it's far.
Mm-hmm.
I thought her and I were just sharing a love togetherness.
Uh-huh.
It's something we could bond over.
Yes.
They said I have love too.
Yes. Would you like to experience more of this love and find your light inside?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. What I'd like you to do is I want you to look deep inside your beingness. You'll find that tiny spark, a source, your own internal power source. Tell me when you find that spark.
Okay, got it.
Got it? Beautiful. Let's expand that spark out to be larger than what you are. Wrap yourself in that, your own internal power source, your own source light, your own love. How does that feel?
I was happy.
Mm-hmm.
I
How
haven't
else?
felt this in a while.
Yes. It's coming back to you now, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. So what do you think about going with the angels so you can heal and continue on another journey that you choose in that light?
I want to try it.
I'm going to count backwards from 3 to 1. We're going to send a pulse of blue light through that net I have you wrapped in. This is going to help you to disconnect. It might tickle a little bit, but it's going to help you to disconnect. I want you to pull everything out. Pull your energy out of this one. Tear down that wall. Place it into that net. I want this one to feel that energy returning and feeling it lifting off that big, huge wall. 3, sending that pulse of blue light swirling through the net. They're detaching. They're pulling the energy out. They're tearing down the wall. They're placing it all into the net. It's a very large net, pulling it all out. This one's taking her power and energy back as we separate. Beautiful. It's all in the net now. Let's gently lift out now. 2, almost out, and 1, out in the lightest source with the angels. But before you go, is there anything that you would like to tell this one?
Yeah, you are strong. You've always been strong. You didn't need me. Listen to your heart, because that's where you get your strength.
Is there anything that this one would like to tell this energy before it goes?
Yeah. Bye.
Beautiful. Let's go ahead and let's cut that final cord between these two, cutting that final cord. And as we watch that energy move into the light with the angels to continue its journey of healing, what color light can we bring in for healing for you?
Pink.
I'm going to strike the tuning fork for the color pink. I want you to place that frequency there, placing that frequency there. As that frequency swirls in, the lower density feelings and emotions just fall away. That block is no longer there. You're able to ground. You're able to connect. You feel your energy surging. You can feel the lymph system growing and flowing. You can feel your sensuality, your creativity, joy, all coming flooding back in. Your self-confidence, your inner power. As those energy centers come back online and the cells light up. And it grows larger and larger. How does that feel to make that connection again?
It's light.
So ask the healing teams to continue to heal that area. Bring it back online as we continue with our scan. Let's scan down the body, looking for any low-level dense energy, anything that should not be there, any pain or sensations, feelings or discomforts. Let me know if you find anything.
It's no more.
Let's focus deeper on the throat area. Let's look at the throat. Do you see or sense anything around the throat area that should not be there?
Just a little closed up.
Let's go ahead and let's have Archangel Michael place his net of light around that throat area, that closed feeling in the throat. And now that that net's around that energy, as you focus deeper on that closed feeling in the throat, what color do you sense that to be?
Green.
I'd like to speak to that green energy, causing the closed sensation in the throat. I'd like to speak to it. And if it had anything to say, what would it say?
I don't want to talk.
I know you don't want to talk, but you're in this conversation with us. It's a free will universe. You don't have permission to be here. What is it that you're doing there?
I'm closing it.
Why are you closing it?
It needs to be closed.
Why does it need to be closed? What's so special about this one?
She can awaken people. We can't have that.
Yeah. Do you ever remember having a human body?
Yes,
What name can I call you? What name did you used to have when you had a human body?
Mark,
It's good to meet you, Mark. How old are you, Mark?
25,
And at 25 years old, what year did you come out of your human body, Mark?
1959.
And what happened in 1959 to cause your body to die, Mark?
I had a disease.
What kind of disease did you have, Mark?
I'm hearing a virus.
Mm-hmm.
Contracted something with food. I ate something and it didn't like.
Yes.
The body didn't like it.
Mm-hmm. And so did that virus then shut your body down?
You have to be careful what you put in your mouth.
And where were you at when this happened? Were you in the hospital or were you at home?
No, I was at home.
Yeah.
I was surprised. It came out of nowhere.
Yes.
It was a shock.
Was it? How long did it take?
A few hours.
Mm-hmm. What was it that you ate?
Burger.
And when
Some
you,
meats are coming contaminated.
yes. And when you come out, after that virus took over and you come out of your human body, you're looking back on that scene, that body laying there. What happened next?
I lingered around for a bit.
Then what'd you do?
Seemed like time stood still.
Yes.
I found someone
Uh-huh.
and they loved to talk. And I remember I used to talk.
Yeah.
I said, let's talk together.
So how did you go from that person to this one?
It was to the mouth.
How old was she and what was she going through in her life?
She kept being told to stop talking. Think about what you say before you talk, they said.
Yes.
They never listened to what she said anyways. If they would be better. They'd be happy.
Well, how old was she?
14.
Yes. And what attracted you to her then?
She was very joyful. Even though she kept being told not to talk, she didn't take it too harsh.
Yeah.
She still finds something to smile about, and I like that.
Yes. And so, Mark, what were you trying to do when you attached to her? Were you trying to help her?
Yeah, because people are mean.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't realize that people were mean. So I like to say mean things to people sometimes.
Yeah. And what else do you do, Mark? I know you don't mean to, but what other issues have you brought with you?
I don't think I'm an issue at all.
I know, but since we didn't transition right when you come out of the human body, you brought a lot of emotional baggage with you. What kind of issues you might have caused?
She felt unheard. No one ever listens.
Yeah.
She still feels that way. And to her surprise, sometimes people do listen, and now she doesn't even like to be heard. She likes to text.
Mm-hmm.
People call her, she'll say, I'll text you back.
Yeah. So she has a hard time talking to people.
Not hard time talking, but it drains her energy a lot.
Yes. What other issues you might cause?
Well, recently she just started speaking her truth, not caring what people said. But before, that was an issue. She wouldn't tell people how she really felt because she was scared of them not talking to her anymore. Now she's scared of telling people wrong things.
Uh-huh.
If she feels it in her heart, and information that comes through, she feels like they need to know, but she'll just force herself to not say it because what if it's the wrong thing? I think it's stopping her trust.
What else, Mark?
Something to do with wanting. She wants to be heard, but she's scared to be heard.
Uh-huh.
Because she doesn't trust the information that's being said.
Yes.
It comes out through her.
What else, Mark, so I can help you both heal?
Well, she also accumulates a lot of mucus. She thought it was just because she's a Taurus. There's something with the neck with the Taurus.
Uh-huh. But that's you?
That's me.
So you had a lot of these same issues when you had a body too, didn't you, Mark?
I did.
Mm-hmm. What else so I can help you both heal? Is there
I think
anything else?
Yeah, I feel a connection to the third eye from the throat.
And how do you connect with the third eye?
I'm not really sure.
What happens when you connect with it?
I know. She is putting emphasis on her seeing and not her voice. She needs to concentrate more on her voice.
And so have you been closing down the third eye so she doesn't see as much and emphasize her voice instead?
I put pressure on it.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about that pressure, Mark. What kind of pressure do you put on that?
With the sound, I put pressure on it, and it's like closing it. Like I want it to break, but it's just so hard to break.
Yeah. And what does that prevent her from doing then, Mark?
Living the life that she wants.
Yes. Is there anything else, Mark? Anything else that you affect?
Yeah, that hurt her eyesight. Oh, the pressure was too much pressure for her eyesight.
Yeah,
Now she wears glasses.
I see.
She did back then, but it wasn't as bad as it is now. She stopped taking care of her eyes as much when I started to put pressure on it.
Yeah. So is that accomplishing what you need to accomplish then, Mark?
Yeah, I don't have any agenda. I just thought I was helping her.
I see. You're just trying to help. I understand. What else, Mark, so we can help you heal?
There's nothing else.
Beautiful. Thank you for letting me know all that so she can heal. And you as well. I have the angels gathered around you. They're going to let you know by giving you a message or maybe showing you an image of what your journey is going to look like after you detach from this one. What do they show you or say to you, Mark?
Said I have family waiting for me.
What do you think about that, Mark?
It's been so long.
Was your family there on that day that you come out of the body?
We were traumatized.
I see. So are you ready for us to help you back, Mark, so you can go back home?
Yes.
Beautiful. What I'd like you to do, Mark, is on that day that you ate that and got that virus and it caused your body to shut down, when you come out of that body and you're looking back on that scene, instead of hanging out there, I want you to look all the way around you, all the way around. Look for that light. The light is source. It'll be a light that pulls you towards it like many, many magnets. The angels will help point to that light as well. Tell me when you find that light, Mark.
I see it.
You see that light? Now, when you look into that light, Mark, who do you see there waiting for you to help guide you back home?
I have my grandparents, my mom.
Yes.
I have a sister.
Uh-huh. What do they all say to you?
Been waiting.
What else do they say?
They miss me and they were patiently waiting because they knew I was going to come back. But how did they know?
What do they say you're going to do when you join with them again?
Said I need a cleanse and I need to find myself again, who I am, who I really am.
Yes. So they're going to help you to heal.
Yes.
Beautiful. How does that make you feel, Mark?
Makes me feel happy.
So you ready to go with your family so you can heal and continue on another journey that you choose?
Yes.
Beautiful. I'm going to count backwards from 3 to 1. We're going to send a pulse of blue light through that net that I have you wrapped in. This is going to help you to disconnect from this one, Mark. I want you to pull all of your energy out of this one and help the angels place it into the net. And I want this one to feel this energy of Mark lifting off as we do this. 3, sending that pulse of blue light circling through the net. Might tickle a little bit, but Mark's disconnecting. Pulling all of his energy out, he's placing it into the net. This one's feeling this energy of Mark, the throat clear. Start to open up again, able to speak. It's all in the net now. Let's gently lift out now. 2, almost out. And 1, out in the light of source with the angels and his family. But Mark, before you go, is there anything you'd like to tell this one?
Yes, I'm sorry. I didn't know I was hurting you.
Thank you, Mark. Is there anything that this one would like to tell Mark before he goes?
Don't worry about it, Mark. Have fun.
And let's cut that final cord between these two. And as we watch Mark go with his family into the light of source, the angels, to continue to heal and continue on his journey, what color light can we bring in for healing for you?
Green.
I'm going to strike the tuning fork for the color blue. I want you to place that frequency there. As that frequency swirls in and swirls outward, the cells come back online, the throat opens up again. You're able to speak and communicate with ease. Your trust opens up. You're able to trust. All those lower density feelings and emotions that were not ours just fall away. You can feel your self-awareness, being able to speak your truth, your inner guidance, your decision-making coming back online. Your love and connection of compassion, forgiveness, gratitude, and trust, and your passion. As your heart is now connected to your throat. How does that feel?
Much better.
How did that open up the third eye? How's that third eye look? Your vision?
It feels less pressure.
Do you sense that there's anything else there?
Yeah, I feel something about orange. Orange?
Orange?
Yeah.
What sensation do you get there?
Sight tingling.
Let's have Archangel Michael place that net of white light around that orange tingling sensation in the third eye area, all the way around where that energy exists. And when we focus deeper on that orange tingling sensation, I'd like to speak to it. And if it had anything to say, what would it say?
I like it here.
I know that you like it there, but this is a free will universe. You don't have permission to be there. What is it that you're doing there?
I'm enjoying my view.
I see. Do you ever remember a time of having a body?
Not that I can remember.
Who sent you here?
I hear Margot. I don't know who Margot is.
I see.
But she wanted me here. And I had to obey.
Margot sent you there.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. What did Margot want you to do?
Spiderweb. She wants me to put spiderwebs.
And what do these spider webs do to this one?
Keeps things hidden and not stuck inside the spiderweb and not able to go to where it needs to go.
And so the spider web is preventing her connection with her higher self?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. What else is it doing?
Just blocking.
What is it blocking?
The light.
What else do you do? What else did Margot want you to do?
She wanted me to break it too, but it's hard to break.
What did she want you to break?
The eye.
Mm-hmm.
So we just blocked it.
Yeah.
Made a big ball made out of spiderwebs.
Mm-hmm. And so that job is getting more and more difficult, isn't it?
It is.
How did Margot create you?
She placed a spell. It called on me, and I came.
So Margot created you, or did they catch you and entrap you?
What am I? I don't know.
Well, you describe yourself to me. How do you appear? Are you the spider web, or are you just controlling the spider web?
No, I control the spider web.
Mm-hmm.
I feel I'm just a dot.
Yes.
But I can do things.
Uh-huh.
I can do many special things.
And so what is Margot's connection to this one?
They didn't like her.
And did this one know Margot? Or was this spell cast from afar?
She knew Margot. They knew each other from a past life.
I see. And so she created you in order to do this spell to keep her down and keep her light from coming through and from her seeing?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She thought Margot was her friend.
Yes.
So she trusted her.
I see. And so how did she get you to do this job for her?
I think she made me.
Mm-hmm. She created you just for this job, didn't she?
Yeah.
I see. So what else do you do then?
Just that. I don't have many duties.
And so since you're created, you do have the light of source within you, just like all the rest of us. You might not know that yet. What do you think of that?
But Margot made me.
I understand. But since
I belong to her.
Yes. But you have the light of source in you. You don't need to keep doing this work for her. Do you understand that?
I can quit.
You can quit. You can.
Well, I want to quit.
Beautiful. So I have the angels, the healing teams that are gathered around you. They're going to give you a message or show you what your journey is going to look like after you detach from this one. What do they show you?
They show me a river.
Mm-hmm. What about
this? Body of water.
What do you remember about this river?
I think I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I came from the river.
You came from the water?
Yeah.
Beautiful. And you can go back there if you choose. How does that sound to you?
Yeah, I want to do something different.
Beautiful. You don't have to do this any longer. And so how was she, or what was going on in her life when you were able to attach to her?
She was very friendly.
Mm-hmm.
It's a long, long time ago. She was very friendly.
Yes.
People didn't like that. They found it weird.
Uh-huh.
Why are you even smiling? There's nothing to smile about.
Yeah.
Margot didn't like it. Margot was kind of mean and miserable.
Yes. And so
Margot didn't like the way she made her feel.
Mm-hmm. And even though that she was so full of light and smiling and friendly, what was actually going on inside that allowed you to attach?
She had a lot of betrayal.
Mm-hmm.
She felt like she was too trusting. And she needed to be a little harsher, a little bit more like Margot.
I see. And that allowed you to get in there pretty easily then, didn't it?
Yeah, because I was like, well, she wants to be like Margot. Margot's sending me to her. Hello.
Mm-hmm. Are you ready to go with the angels so you can heal and go on another journey that you choose?
Yes.
Beautiful. I'm going to count backwards from 3 to 1. We're going to send that pulse of blue light through the net that I have you wrapped in. This is going to help you to detach from this one. I want you to help pull all of your energy out of this one and place it into that net so we can lift you out. And I want this one to feel this energy lifting off as we do this, that spider web lifting off. 3, sending that pulse of blue light swirling through the net. We're detaching, pulling out all the energy. We're removing that spider web. We're swiping that third eye clean, taking those remnants and putting it into the net. Beautiful. It's all in the net now. Let's gently lift out now. 2, almost out. And 1, out in the lightest source with the angels. Before you go, is there anything you'd like to tell this one?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Beautiful. Thank you. Is there anything this one would like to tell this energy before it goes?
Thank you.
And as we cut that final cord between these two, cutting that final cord, and we watch the energy go with the angels to heal and continue on their journey, what color light can we bring in for healing for you?
Purple.
Beautiful. I'm going to strike the tuning fork for the color purple. I want you to place that frequency there. As that frequency swirls in, releasing all those lower density feelings and emotions, they just all fall away. You can feel your third eye begin to clean. You can feel your spiritual wisdom and vision coming back online as that circles, that frequency circles around, beginning the healing. You can feel that connection with Source and the higher self. You feel your intuition, your decision making coming back online. Your inner guidance coming back online as well. How does that feel since we lifted that off?
Much better.
And as we have the healing teams continue to heal those areas, let's continue with our scan and scan down the body, looking for any low-level dense energy that shouldn't be there, any pain or sensations, feelings or discomforts. Let me know if you find anything.
Nothing.
Beautiful. Let's go ahead and let's have Archangel Michael place that net of white light all the way around the energetic field of this one. The energy centers in the physical body. It's a very large net. What we're going to do is we're going to pass a blue light up through this net, entering in through the feet, and I'm going to signify that blue light, that brilliant blue light with the blue tuning fork. And this is going to bring anything to the surface that we might have missed. It's going to bring it all up to the surface if we missed anything. Striking that tuning fork now. Envision that blue frequency entering in through the feet, circling the legs, up into the root chakra, going around the root chakra, up into the sacral chakra, circling the sacral chakra, up into the solar plexus, all the way around the body, around the solar plexus, into the heart, around that heart field, all the way around that heart field. Send that beautiful blue light up through, up into the throat, circling the throat, up into the third eye, around the third eye, up into the crown and around the crown, and then out the crown. And as we sent that blue light up through the net, did this bring anything to the surface?
No.
Beautiful. I'd like to speak to this one's higher self. May I speak to the higher self, please?
Yes.
Thank you for joining us today. Could you do a scan of this one's body and make sure that we removed all the entities, any attachments or blockages that we need to today? Any black magic, any AI? Let me know if you find anything.
She's so clear.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. Is there any negative energy cords that we need to cut today?
There is one cord that needs to get cut.
Where's that connected at on this one?
It's connected to her root chakra.
And where does that connect to from the root chakra?
A past life loved one.
Yes.
That's now part of her team. She doesn't need anymore.
Yes. And how has this cord been affecting her now?
She has certain expectations that are not met because of the past life.
Yes.
How it was in the past life. She gets disappointed and frustrated fairly quickly.
And you said that this loved one is part of the team now?
Mm-hmm.
And can we show her that scene where that cord got attached so we can release it?
Yes.
Beautiful. What does she see?
She sees it was an ex-husband
Mm-hmm.
that chose someone else, divorced her to marry someone else. But the love was still there. But he had to do what he had to do for his health and well-being because she was very toxic at the time. In this lifetime, it causes her to blame others, especially her partner.
Yes.
Yeah, that's with her. And in her mind, she's reliving the same situation when it's a completely different setting.
Is there anything that this loved one needs to say to this one so we can release this cord?
Yes, it was part of the contract.
Mm-hmm.
It was all meant to be. It's all perfect.
What was her lesson from having this cord attached? What did she need to learn about this?
Had to be strong in your own anatomy
Mm-hmm.
and choose what's right for you and not what anyone else wants you to do for their well-being.
Yes.
And that's what he had to do for her to show her that it's possible. But she
Yes.
took it as resentment and held it in.
Is there anything that this one would like to say to this?
No.
Does she see where? Can she release this now? Can she cut this cord?
Yes.
Why don't we go ahead and let's take Archangel Michael's flaming blue sword. Let's have her cut this cord. I want this one to cut this cord. Cut that cord. We can send healing both ways as we completely sever that cord. Burning that cord back. It no longer needs to be attached. No longer serves us. Tell me when that is done.
It's done.
Beautiful. What colored light can we bring in to heal this area?
Beautiful white light.
Beautiful. I'm going to strike the tuning fork for white light. Let's focus that frequency in there. Healing that root where that cord was attached. Bringing back your independence and strength, your stability and security. You are strong. You're balanced. How does that feel?
Feels great.
Is this one clear then? Is this all we need to remove today?
Yes, she's so good for today.
Beautiful. Thank you. I'd like to do a chakra balance and rebuild. Is that appropriate at this time?
Yes.
Beautiful. Thank you. Phew, that's a lot of work. We just finished the entity and the blockages removal, and that's my favorite part. I love talking to these lost souls and helping them back to the light and getting their story and helping the client to heal and the souls to heal as well. It's a lot of fun for me. But let's take a break here while we're doing the energy center balance and the aura reseal for the client. And if you'd like to book a session with me, make sure you check out ropesandwings.com and check out the exclusive offers down in the description that we have for you. Coming up next, it's even going to get more interesting. We're going to check out that future timeline where we're able to communicate and connect with everything. And it's really interesting. I'm not even going to spoil it for you. I'm glad you stuck with us. I hope you enjoy. I love you all. You'll see what appears to you as a magic portal. It can look any way you would like. And on the other side of this magic portal is a scene we need to see today that will make the very best sense of the lifetime we're living now. Describe to me that portal.
It's actually blue for some reason. It looks like water just swirling around.
Beautiful. Now we're going to go through that portal and onto the other side and see the scene that we need to see today to make the very best sense of the lifetime we're living now. As I count from 3 to 1, we're going to go through that portal. 3, stepping up to the portal, putting your hand through that brilliant blue swirling water and seeing it disappear onto the other side. 2, walking through the portal and onto the other side, almost there. And 1, be there now on the other side of that portal. into that scene that we need to see today. And tell me what you see, sense, feel, or experience.
A sense like it's not in the past. Like I see cars, but they have wheels, but they're not really rolling. It's more like they're hovering.
Mm-hmm.
And I get a lot of buildings that look kind of looks like if you were in London, you would expect there not to be plants around there and trees, but there's plenty of trees and greenery.
Describe these buildings. What do they look like? Are they mixed in with the greenery?
Yeah, it's like they're after every building there's at least a tree or two.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably like 6 stories high, made out of bricks. It gives me a sense of there's a place in Boston that looks like that, but there's not many trees.
Tell me how
Very
that,
nice.
go ahead. Tell me how that nature's mixed in with those buildings in that city.
It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the buildings aren't overimposing on the nature.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they're working together.
Yes,
But also the buildings have frequencies.
yes.
And if they can sense the trees. Like if something was to get built there and it would hurt the trees, they would block it from getting built because they don't want it to hurt the nature.
Yes. What shapes are those buildings? These buildings.
Rectangular.
Mm-hmm.
The buildings are pretty standard.
Yes. And how are they sending out frequency? How does that look?
It's not visible, but you can feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they were alive and they block low vibrations from coming in.
Yes. Using all of your knowing, how is it that they block low vibrations for coming in?
Well, they need help from people,
Mm-hmm.
but they send a distress signal if something that's not going to help the collective or it's going to hurt the trees or something. They send a distress signal.
Yes.
They communicate with certain humans, and those humans come, and with the help of the humans, the buildings block things from coming in.
Mm-hmm.
The humans don't block it, but they can transmute energies. But the buildings are so amazing because I feel like they can also vibrate at a certain frequency that you can even put your hand through the wall.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the human and the building can match frequencies and communicate with each other. And if the human needs to, where the human needs the building to vibrate at a certain frequency for them to pass through, they can just do it.
Mm-hmm. Do you get a sense that the buildings have a consciousness of their own?
Yes, we do.
You do.
Everything does. But it's more aware now. It always has had a consciousness. But in this timeline, this version, people are aware of their frequencies. And you could put your hand on the wall and feel what the wall is feeling or what the wall needs.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more like a cooperation.
Would you like to go up and touch one of those buildings and see what it's feeling?
Yeah.
And as you do, what does it say to you? What do you sense or feel through it?
I feel excitement.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's coming. It's coming.
Let's ask it what is coming.
At the time, this will come.
Yes.
This is how it's going to work. Everyone will be aware of our consciousness, and there will be no more need to tear down a wall because you can just put your hand on it, communicate with it, and say, I need you to tear down. I need you to break down.
Mm-hmm.
And rebuild a certain way, and it will be able to.
Mm-hmm.
It can actually rebuild itself. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we're building, it said. This is the future that we're making.
And
There's no more need to waste because it's all recyclable within itself.
how is that building built? What is used to build the building initially?
We use the dirt, everything that comes from nature. with consent. We ask it, are we allowed to use you to make a building? We need to make some bricks out of this dirt and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They consent. They say, sure, why not? It can actually, the human gives the building or the materials a vision of what it wants it to be.
Mm-hmm.
If the building agrees, then it will do it.
Mm-hmm.
But the building can say, the materials can say, that's not going to work. We can do it this way.
Yes.
The human says, oh, okay, if that way is better, let's do it this way then.
Mm-hmm.
And together it becomes something. Everything is consensual now. An adamant object or not is still consciousness, is still part of source.
Mm-hmm.
Now we love it so much, we give it the respect that it deserves. So now it works better together. The earth is so much happier now.
How does this affect the humans?
It prevents waste and it helps people be more conscious and aware of what they do and the things they do. And it helps them understand that everything has a choice, not just you. Not just humans have a choice, buildings also have a choice. There are places in the world where there are earthquakes. Some buildings fall apart, but others stay together. How does that work? Everything has a choice. It chooses whether it wants to fall apart or whether it wants to stay put. Now, humans are aware and give it respect. In turn, the buildings and the nature respects humans back. So it's a beautiful world of co-creation.
Tell me a bit about yourself in this scene. How do you appear?
I look like myself, just a bit taller.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I could change my composition.
Mm-hmm.
If one day I want to be taller, I'd be taller. If one day I want to be shorter, I'd be shorter. I can also change from bigger to skinnier.
Mm-hmm.
The same way the buildings can shift and change the way they look, we can do the same.
And so the body has a consciousness of its own as well.
Yes. The body is consciousness also.
And how is it that we change our look and our shape? What happens?
It's really, really down to the cellular level. You communicate with the cell. So
Mm-hmm.
today I would like to have green eyes. You sit there with the cells. You say, hey, right now we're looking a little bluish. How about we turn a little greenish? With your own consciousness and with the consciousness of the body working together. You cannot do it if you're not working together with the body. You have to become friends with the body a bit, kind of like you would with the trees or the building. You say, hey, how do you feel about being green today? I like green, but maybe a little bit more hazily. Okay, yeah, that would work.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. So together we change.
Yes. What can we take with us? How can we better communicate with our bodies?
Just speak to it.
Mm-hmm.
Mirror work is great, but you can just speak to it. You can speak to it in your mind. You can speak to it out loud. Just to let it know that they are alive. Right now, we treat it like dirt. It's just something we step on and walk on. Who cares? It's just the body, but it's not. It came here to be with you, to help you. You must communicate with it. Ask it what you want. Do you like this juice? You don't like it. Okay, what juice do you like? Show me. The body will show you right away what juice it likes. You have to communicate and be conscious. And have it be consensual to the things you put in it. We don't ask it for consent. We think it's just humans asking humans for consent. We need to ask everything for consent. Before you pick a flower, say, hey, is it okay if I grab you? I would like to bring you to my kitchen. Let the flower give you consent to pick it. Don't just grab it. We're very authoritarian. We need to be more consensual.
What can we do to help practice this better?
We can just pay attention to our bodies. A lot of it is just feeling it. See what it feels like. You can feel it from the inside as well as from the outside. A lot of people don't even feel their organs moving. They don't think you can, but you really can. You can feel your organs. If they need help, you can feel them sending you a frequency of distress, kind of like the building did, a distress signal. Hey, I'm suffocating here, says the liver. Why don't you detox for a bit? We don't tend to feel it because we don't want to feel it. But we need to start communicating with our bodies. Just pay attention to it, see it, touch it, feel it. Play around with it, try different foods, see what you like. A really good one is just to communicate with it. We think we'll be crazy if we just say, hey, toes, how are you? I know we've walked a lot today, bottom of my feet, but how are you doing to walk a little more?
Mm-hmm.
If you listen, it will speak to you.
Just speaking to it. What should we take notice of when we get messages back from the body?
Mostly how it feels. We take advantage of it a lot. We do things to it that it doesn't want. We push it, and we push it. Sometimes it just needs to rest. So let it rest. Sometimes your bowels don't want you to keep on eating. Sometimes it just wants to rest. You don't feel hungry, but the emotion that your mind holds on to says, I'm not hungry, but I'm bored, but I'm going to eat. And your body is suffering because it's like, I'm still processing last night's food. Why are you still stuffing me? So we must work with it together. First, we need to handle our emotional body in order for us to feel our physical body.
Mm-hmm. What could we use if someone wasn't quite in tune with the feelings of their body? What do we need to do to get better in tune with that? Maybe it's a starting point.
Looking in the mirror is a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Look at it every day. Some people are uncomfortable with their own image. This person is very uncomfortable with her own image. She cannot stare in the mirror. But if she just does it for 5 minutes every day, she can see it changing and shifting.
Mm-hmm.
The more you stare at it, the more it can show you things. The more you speak to it, the more it will tell you things. The more you feel it, the more you can feel things. Some people don't notice when their skin is dry, but it does get dry. How do you not feel it? You're not aware. It's just all about awareness. The more you pay attention to it, the more it can help you.
Yes. When someone stares at their body in the mirror, what should they be doing or thinking?
Well, first they're going to start thinking, why am I even doing this? This is uncomfortable. Why do I want to look at myself? I don't like the way I look.
Mm-hmm.
You could do that. Let it go after a while. But just push through it. Keep staring. Even if you don't say or think anything, just stare. Just let it know that you know that it's there. And it's not there just to be there. We were created with these bodies for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
After a couple of days, you will learn that you actually love your body. Oh, look at that wrinkle. I didn't see that wrinkle there yesterday. Where you get that? It's okay. I love you, wrinkle. Eventually, if the body doesn't want the wrinkle anymore, it will make it go away.
Mm-hmm.
Don't judge it. Judging it makes you feel guilty and ashamed for the way you're treating it. We release the judgment. We release the guilt. And we bring in the love that it was meant to have.
So we should have a relationship with our body like our best and closest friend.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The body. And the body controls the ego, actually. People don't know that. The body and the ego. People think the ego is a bad thing. The ego is not a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
The ego is what makes you who you are. Without the ego, you would just be spirit.
Yes.
But the ego and the body should be your best friend. The nicer you treat the body, the nicer your ego will start treating you.
Mm-hmm.
And the ego can actually help you get in tune with your body. You can develop a nice relationship with your ego and become friends then your ego will say, hey, we've been sitting around for a couple of hours. How about we go take a walk in nature? We like that. Our feet needs a little bit of grass on the bottom of it. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
The more you work together with it, the more it will all come together. Eventually, the ego, the body, and the spirit will all become one. But in the meantime, we need to befriend it and love it and treat it fairly.
What other messages can we gather from this scene today?
There's a lot of love in our hearts that we choose to not bring it out for fear. Fear to be seen, fear to be heard, fear to be judged. If we just let it out, everything will just fall into place.
Mm-hmm. Is there any other humans in this scene that we need to speak with today?
I don't see anyone around. I just see somebody in the car, in the hover car.
Mm-hmm. Let's go talk to that person in the hover car.
Okay.
Maybe talk to the hover car.
That'd be cool.
What happens?
I'm telling them I feel like I'm in the Jetsons. Said, finally, we're in the Jetsons.
What do they say?
So yeah, it took a long while, and it took a lot of doing and a lot of practicing, but we got here. We're here. You actually can talk to the car, same way you can talk to the building. This guy says he doesn't need to get maintenance on the car because he just treats it right.
Yes. How do we pilot that car?
There's two ways to pilot the car.
Mm-hmm.
You can drive it if you want to feel old school, or you can use your consciousness to tell it where to go.
And how does that work? How do we tell it where to go with our consciousness?
Our hearts connect us to everything. We connect our hearts to the consciousness of the car. Then we feel the car. Eventually you feel like you become the car. Mm-hmm. Now you and the car are one. The car says, I don't want to go too fast. The princess says, okay, fine. I'll put down my feelings of being a little speed demon and we'll go your pace. But sometimes the car goes whatever pace you want. It's a continuous going back and forth. There's no taking here. There's only exchanging. One day we do for you, one day we do for me. One day we do for you, one day we do for me. Mm-hmm. No one feels pressured or taken advantage of because together we are one.
Can anyone else pilot somebody else's car?
They can if the car chooses. It cannot be stolen. Nothing without free will can be done. If the car doesn't want to be taken, the car is one with the owner and they know what the owner feels and wants. Mm-hmm. If the car feels this person does not have permission from my owner to take me, I will not go anywhere.
Yes.
And even if there was a possibility, really, really minor possibility, the car can send a distress signal to the owner. I'm in trouble. Help. I don't know how they did it, but they got me. Mm-hmm. The owner can go straight to the car.
How is that car created?
So there are materials. It's not the same material that we have now on Earth. It's a new material that is either recently uncovered or not yet known. And even materials can get changed. A metal can become wood and wood can become metal. Mm-hmm. But the point is, you follow the vibration of the material that you feel is aligned to you. Say, I like this material. I would like to make it into a car. You say, ask consent to the materials. Can we change you into a car? I would like for you to be this type of car. Even the colors can get changed. You ask the material to turn itself into a car, and then it does.
And how is that vehicle? How is it powered?
The ether, this energy in the air, it senses the energy in the air. They work together. There's no plug. Doesn't have to get plugged. There's no engine per se. but there's just energy in the air that works together with the car.
Very
It
beautiful.
actually can take energy from anywhere. It can take energy from the air and from the ground. So the car also feels and senses energy as well.
And that's the same way with the buildings. Is that how the buildings get their energy?
Yes.
Do we?
Even more with the trees next to it, because the trees can help give the buildings energies. And that's why there are trees around every building.
Yeah, this is beautiful. Could spend all day here.
Yes, I don't want to leave.
What else do we need? What else do we need to see in this place that we can take with us and learn from?
I think this is it, but it's just giving you a little hope for what's to come.
Beautiful.
Do not limit yourself, because this is what we're building. This is what we're creating. A beautiful world. There is no trash. You don't need trash. There's no recycle, because everything can be created and recreated as long as you work with it, not on it.
Yes. Give it respect.
Yes.
Do you get a sense of how we got here? What do we do to get to this point?
It was hard. There was a point where we didn't think it was going to come. There's a lot of turmoil, but we mustn't give up hope. It's going to be a lot of destruction before beautiful creation comes. But the ones that need to be aware of their hearts are the ones who are going to help it come even faster, because with their hearts, they're going to teach other people how to activate their own hearts. And then eventually everyone will know and feel that everything matters. Everything is connected to you, whether it's a piece of paper or a person. Everything is connected to you.
And do you sense that everyone is and everything is connected through that heart space?
Yes, it's like a spider web connected through the hearts. Some people don't have the activation of the heart, but that's when the heart people come in. They activate other people's hearts. And in a sense, anything you can do, I can do. So if you can fly, you can show me through your heart, and then I can fly.
Yes.
And it's a few heart people who are here shining a beacon of light, activating others people's hearts who are not in the same heart space as you. But it can be possible.
Was there any significant event that caused everyone to start connecting into heart space, or was it just people that are connected in the heart space showing other people?
It starts off that way. People connected to the heart space, showing other people, but that starts a avalanche of what people call the Great Awakening.
Yes.
The Great Awakening doesn't just come because it's coming. The Great Awakening is like a push that gets started from the heart people. It's like there's like a pillar of light that comes from your heart. It attracts flies, like the light attracts flies. It attracts other people that might not have their heart connection, but the more people that get attracted to it, the more they get activated to their own heart connection. Then they fly off, and their beacon of light in their hearts do the same for others. And it just starts ricocheting and connecting absolutely everyone. And it starts what people call the Great Awakening. The solar flashes come from the heart.
Yeah, this is beautiful. Is there anything else that we need to learn or take with us from this scene?
Only to not lose hope. Things will be hard. There's going to be a lot more pain before the beauty begins. But just stay connected to your heart. Do your best and love.
Yes.
And that's all.
And all of our gifts come from the heart, the telepathy.
It's already there.
Yes.
There's different rooms, there's different places. We have different gifts. We don't just have one.
Mm-hmm.
But in the heart space, you can uncover them all.
Yes.
The heart can help activate your whole entire body. Your body will become a vehicle. That vehicle will take you many places.
Yes. Thank you for sharing that with us today.
Mm-hmm.
And why is it that we needed to show this scene today? What is it that she needed to learn and understand from this?
She's losing hope. She wants to give up. She doesn't ever feel like it's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
She feels it's too materialistic, too 3D for it to become a reality.
Yes.
And she's been asking to show proof that it's coming because she doesn't believe.
Mm-hmm.
So we needed to show it to her so she can finally believe it.
Yes. What are some ways that we can introduce this way of thinking and feeling into our realities, our individual realities?
We start communicating a little more to our hearts.
Mm-hmm.
One thing is realizing how you are feeling today. Ask yourself every day. You can do the body and mirror work along with the heart work together. Look at yourself in the mirror while touching your heart. How are you feeling today? How's your day going? Don't dismiss your heart, because a lot of the times we push it to the side to get the job done when the real job is paying attention to your heart.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. Is there any other practices you'd like to show us that we need to do to start connecting more into that heart space?
It depends on the person. There's many different ways, but there's a lot of energy work.
Mm-hmm.
This world is filled with energy work. There's Reiki, there's Qigong, there's even if you just do something like buy a stethoscope,
Mm-hmm.
you put it in your heart and you start to actually listen to what your heart sounds like.
Yes.
And you will be amazed by everything that's going on in the heart. But just giving it some love and attention for a couple of minutes a day. You can do it in your meditation. You can do heart breathing meditations. You can do even hugging a tree. When you hug a tree, the energy you feel coming from the tree, you're feeling it in your heart. But people bypass that. They think, oh, I'm feeling it in my arms. It's coming directly to your heart.
Mm-hmm.
So be aware of your heart. There are times that we are in stress and our hearts are beating super fast. We don't even realize it. We take a quick moment to just feel it and say, hey, what's going on? What are we feeling? Let's consciously slow down our breathing, taking a deep breath. Feel how your heart feels now. And building a very good connection to your heart will help you get to the new earth faster than what you think.
Can you give us some examples of what should be done in that mirror exercise when we're holding our hand on our heart and looking at ourselves?
One, you can feel your heart.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you cannot feel your heart. It's hard for this vessel to feel her heart sometimes. You can
Yes.
start tapping on your heart, make a beat with your heart. Then you can also, while looking in the mirror, check to see how your breathing is flowing. Are you breathing from your chest or are you breathing from your belly?
Mm-hmm.
If you're breathing from your chest, you're putting a lot of pressure on your heart.
Mm-hmm.
Tap it a bit. Say, hello, I know you're there. Wakey, wakey. I'm going to calm you down. Take a deep breath. Feel it going from your heart to your belly. When you breathe in, feel the breath from your belly going directly to your heart. And then vice versa. Breathe out, go from the heart to your belly. And give it more awareness while you're doing that. But there's many different ways. You can even grab something like a pen and draw a heart on your heart and say, hey, now I can't miss you because now I see you.
Very beautiful. Now, since we are connected so well with this one, with her body, can you do some checks on her body? And is there any health or healing required by her physical body at this time?
She does feel a little healing needs to get done on her thigh.
In her eyes?
It's send it love from my heart.
Yes.
My eyes opening now. Feel it. If I put the love from my heart to my eyes, it can heal.
Mm-hmm.
One thing people tend to forget is that is where God lives. This is where the miracles happen, is in the heart.
Yes. And some of the entities we removed today was affecting her vision as well. She see a difference?
Yes, she will. She was already able to visualize something raw in the hypnosis, which was pretty amazing.
Yes. And how about her liver and her kidneys?
They also need some love.
Mm-hmm. And all that she needs to do is send love from the heart space to those areas to help heal them.
Yes, that's how miracles happen. When you saw Jesus healing people's eyes, he put mud and his hand on their eyes, but what he was doing was sending love energy from his heart to his hand, directly into the eyes, right from the hand.
Mm-hmm.
The heart is where miracles lie.
Yes. And that's how our healing hands work. It's because it's a direct connection to the heart.
Yes.
Let me know when she's finished with sending love to those areas to help heal them.
She's almost done.
Beautiful. Is there anything that she should be aware of those areas that she needs to work on?
Yes, pay attention more to it. Know that they exist. It's easy to forget what's inside your body because you don't see it on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Everything can be fixed with a little bit of awareness and love. She's done.
Thank you for that. She's had issues with weight in the past. What can you tell her about this?
Yes. Most of it was the block she had in her sacral chakra.
Mm-hmm.
She was holding all her weight in her belly.
Yes.
There are days that she doesn't eat, but she still doesn't see any weight loss.
Mm-hmm.
All of that is now fixed when we remove the entity from her sacral chakra. Now she'll also be able to go out for more walks or jog. She's been thinking about starting up jogging and she never could, but now she will.
Is part of this weight protections that she placed there because she was afraid to be seen?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier to not care about judgment when you're already looking a type of way. It's funny because humans think, oh, this person is beautiful. They must be so happy. But if only they knew that the pretty people are the ones who are suffering the most because they have to keep up with their beautifulness.
Mm-hmm.
The people who let go of their physical don't have to worry as much as they think they do compared to the beautiful people.
Yes.
Because they're like a bit more free than the people who are constantly caring and maintaining their way of being seen. So in reality, the beautiful people go through a lot more psychologically than the people who just let go of their weight.
Mm-hmm.
They have a freedom that the other people do not have. The freedom of, I don't care.
Mm-hmm. So when we saw, go ahead.
But all of that is not going to matter. Because once we connect to the heart, we realize that cells can be changed at my molecular level.
Mm-hmm.
And this weight that you have can be changed within 10 minutes if you want it to.
Mm-hmm. And all that can happen through the heart space.
Yes.
Would you envision that you envision the way you want to look and commune with the body and find out what they would like to do?
Correct. And you work with it together.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the body doesn't want to have abs. Sometimes it wants to have a little flab.
Mm-hmm.
So who are you to tell it no, but we need abs because that's what society wants us to have. Eventually, all of these expectations would just wear off and nobody will care. Because once you're connected to the heart, you realize that everything matters, but at the same time, nothing matters.
Beautiful. Is there any other help or healing that's required for her physical body at this time?
No, she's good. She got
Beautiful.
all the information she needed.
Beautiful. She has a phobia of heights. Can you show her where that comes from so we could release that today?
Yes.
What is she seeing?
Comes from the knowledge of gravity.
Hmm. Tell me more.
Gravity doesn't exist everywhere. So knowing that you're being held down by a force, but when you're up high, you do not feel held down by that same force. You feel a bit different. The atmosphere changes.
Hmm.
So the shift in atmosphere is what scares her. It's not really the fear of heights.
Yes.
And it's just change. It's just shift. It's something that she just needs to be aware of so she can understand.
Hmm.
There's nothing to fear. Nothing is real.
Yes. So what could she do to release this today?
Just affirm that she is divinely protected. She needs to understand she's here for a mission. She cannot leave without completing that mission.
Yes.
She chose to stay and complete the mission. She wanted to leave. She could have left when she was a baby.
Hmm.
It's just all about perceptions. She needs to change the way
Yeah.
she thinks about things. It's like life is being taken way too seriously
Hmm.
when this is just a game. Are we here to have fun? Or are we here to sit there and cry about the things we don't like?
Beautifully put. Is it appropriate to ask her the rest of her questions now at this time?
Yes,
She wanted to know what her purpose was.
just to show joy, happiness. It's possible. Happiness is such a hard thing to comprehend in this human world. What is happiness? She's here to show that happiness is within. You don't need to go look for happiness. There is no pursuing it. If you just love your heart a little more, happiness will radiate from outside, from inside of you, and then it will be perceived on the outside of you.
Thank you for that. Is there anything else you'd like to share with her about her purpose?
She just needs to know that she is love, she is loved, and she needs to show love. And one awakened, loved heart can awaken another. As long as you put out what you feel inside of your heart, your mission will be complete.
Beautiful. And I think we got her answer to our next question. She wanted to know what can she do to step into her soul's purpose.
And just follow your heart. Your heart will guide you. It's the best map you will ever need.
Yes. Beautiful. Thank you for that. She wanted to know if she would ever be financially free.
A loaded question.
Hmm.
In her way of thinking, yes, but what financial freedom is to us is not the same what she thinks it is.
Yes.
For example, when you communicate with the plants, she thinks she needs money to buy food. You don't need money to buy food. You communicate with the plants. Say, hey, put in a seed and you think it's going to take forever to grow. The more you communicate with that seed, the faster you can make it grow. If you need an apple can appear. It's just we're not at that perception yet. But she will never be rich, what people call rich in this lifetime, because she doesn't want to be rich.
Hmm.
She mostly wants is the freedom. And the freedom is already there. She just needs to let it out.
What could she do to help her with letting out that freedom?
Follow what makes your heart happy. You want to make music, so make music. Don't put a monetary situation on making music. Do it for the joy and love of it. The gains will come. It always comes. Have you noticed? Not all rich people are happy. So money doesn't really have any value. It's what you put on it that has value.
Yes.
So she makes music. She produces an audio that makes her heart jump with joy. She can share it with someone. Someone will say, hey, I love this. Can I pay you for it? And she could choose to say, yeah, sure. She's not going to ask them how much to give her. You give me what you want. Give me whatever your heart tells you to give me. In one of those moments, someone can give her a house. But eventually, all needs will be met. And deep down inside, that's all she cares about, is having her basic needs met. So the financial freedom will come, just not the way she thinks it will.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. What can she do to work on her visualization?
Well, the removal helped. She needs to stop emphasizing on the visualization.
Mm-hmm.
She needs to work with what she already has that's dominant, and eventually it can come as a background, but it's just to believe that she has that visualization is the only way to make manifestations come. When what is visualization anyways?
Mm-hmm.
It's all just coming from the heart.
Yes.
So in a way, there is no need to worry about visualization because it doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
What does exist is the beating heart that's inside of you. But she will eventually be able to see the way other people see. It's just a matter of when she will stop putting pressure on it.
Mm-hmm. When she gets into the flow of the heart, she will be able to open up those other gifts of sight.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Even more than that. When you get into the flow of the heart, a lot of different gifts that aren't even aware by humans will come into play.
Yes. Beautiful. Thank you so much for that. I think we saw in that scene her next question about New Earth and 5D. Is there anything else that you need to share with her to help her with that question?
Yes. Just keep paying attention to your heart, your feelings, how you treat others, and love as deeply as you can, and it will come faster than you think. Humans believe it will take 20, 30, 40 years to come. Believe it or not, the more you pay attention to your heart, not just you, humans, as a collective, you guys can make miracles. It can come faster, faster than you think.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for that. I think I know the answer for this, but how can she focus better?
She needs to worry about priorities. Priorities right now is focusing on the love, focusing on the healing. There's a lot of healing that needs to be done to hearts. The healing of the heart will heal the collective, not just her heart, but her focus is everywhere. She needs to prioritize what she needs to worry about the most, which is the love that you put out there into the world. Show a little love, show a little kindness, show a little compassion. And she wouldn't have to worry about choices because her focus will be right in her face.
Mm-hmm.
There's no getting away from her focus if it's the only thing that's showing up to her in her face. Everything else that needs not to be getting focused on will fall off. But if she keeps following her heart, she will be able to see what she needs focus on. It will shine bright like a light, like a flashlight. And the will to continue on that focus will become easier because now she has no blocks to stop her, no doubts, no walls, and no other energies messing around with it.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. Why is 3, 6, and 9 so magical for her?
It's the frequency of the universe. There are things that are at play at 3 different levels: third dimension, the 6th dimension, and the 9th dimension. And they're all trickling down for her to play around with and for her to see and notice. It's there meant to show her some things that she needs to see. If there's a video we want her to watch and she doesn't feel like watching it, as soon as she sees that it has a 3, a 6, or a 9, she pays more attention to it.
Yes.
It's, as you would say, a magical sequence.
Hmm. So these numbers are breadcrumbs that's been laid for her.
Yes. There are also frequencies that are trickling in.
Yes.
And some people can attune to the third frequency. Some people can attune to the sixth. Others can attune to the nine.
Hmm.
She can attune to all three. She
Yes.
can dip in and out, which is why she can help people shine their heart center bright. Because if they're in the third dimension, she can go down there and shine a bright light into their hearts,
Hmm.
and it can help them shift up. And same with the other dimensions. Some people are in such a high dimension. Some people are in such a high dimension that they kind of lose sense with the world. They're too up high in the cosmos. They forget about the earth. She can bring them down. She can bring them down to the sixth dimension and show them, look, the earth matters too. It's not just ETs and spaceships that matter, but also what's down here on the third dimension.
Hmm.
And learning to work with all three is how we can create that co-creation of the new earth and the humans and the plants and the materials.
Can you give us an example of how we can work with the animals, plants, and co-creation, bringing in the new
Yes,
world?
can attune to them. It's going to be difficult at first, but there are people who love to garden. They sit there and they garden. They put their hands on the dirt. They do what they need to do. They don't think to start talking to the plants. Everything can get communicated with.
Hmm.
If we just start to speak to it, say, oh my God, you beautiful rose. You're looking quite lovely today. We can also even shift a dying plant to come back to life through energy,
Hmm.
communication. You can't do it if you don't have a rapport with the plant, if you don't speak to it, if you don't give it that love and respect that it deserves. You can say, hey, I want you to turn green if my leaves are turning brown. But if that leaf doesn't feel that you care about it, genuinely care about it, it's not going to do it. It's going to stay brown.
Hmm.
Then you think, oh, I'm not magical. That doesn't work. But if you sit there and every day you start talking to it, I see you're looking a little brown today. You know, I was feeling a little down yesterday too. I know what it feels like to be brown and down in the dumps. But, together we can rise up and feel better and send energy from your heart to that tree or that leaf and say, I would love to see you green. You say that every day. One day you will come and instead of cutting that brown leaf, you will see it turn back to green. And people think that's impossible because you can't turn back time. But yes, you can. You can do anything. Just talk to it, communicate it, let it know. You're here. I know you're here. You can hear me, and I know you can hear me. So I'm speaking to you because you can hear me.
That's beautiful. Thank you for that. She'd like to know, what race does she come from? What beings does she come from mainly?
I hear Orion.
Mhm.
I want to say Andromedan from Orion's belt or Orion galaxy, or
What does she need to know about this?
and she's loved and she hasn't she hasn't been forgotten. A lot of the time she feels like she has been forgotten by her ET family.
Hmm.
But you're not forgotten. We're with you. We show you things every single day. And now lately she has been coming into terms and with the understanding that it's not random. The things that she sees and hears and show up to her appearing like out of nowhere, they're not random. They are done by us. which in reality is you. It's
Mm.
always been you.
Is there any other messages that you'd like to share with her about that to help her in this lifetime?
Yes, she will see us in the physical very soon.
Yes.
And not to be afraid, because she was still feeling a little afraid. But don't be afraid. We're here to help. And everything happens in divine time. Nothing is ever done out of place. Nothing's ever done sporadically or randomly. Everything always happens when it's meant to happen.
Yes. Is there anything that she needs to do to prepare for that time of contact?
Just keep on your meditations, because you will see us in your consciousness before you see us in the physical. Just don't give up. Keep on trying. The more you meditate, the less the fear will go away. The more the fear will go away, the less fear will be able to penetrate you. You
Yeah.
just have faith and patience.
What is the best time for her to meditate in the daytime?
When the kids are sleeping,
Yes.
after 9 is good.
Thank you for all that. Is there any final messages for this one?
Yes, don't fret. It will all come soon enough. I know you're impatient. Just take a deep breath and know that it will all come when it needs to come. Any sooner, it will destroy you. It will not come later than you think. So just have patience and be okay with waiting. Because Source, God, Source, Love, it knows what it's doing. So just have faith and trust.
Thank you so much for that. Is there anything else, or are we complete?
We are complete.
Can I ask you to keep upgrading her body and continue with any healing that she may need over her sleep cycles?
Yes.
I want to thank you so much for coming through today and conversing with us. I want to thank you for all the help, healing, and wisdom that you provided for us today. And now I'm asking the higher self to recede with much love and much thanks for all the information that they have given to us today. We're asking the higher self to recede back into the time, space, reality, dimension, and location in which they belong with so much love and so much thanks. 9, 10, wide awake, stretching, rubbing, feeling wonderful all over. Get, yeah.
Oh my God. This is so bright. Oh,
Wow, that was incredible.
that was an unusual feeling.
Which feeling was that?
Um, so in my previous hypnosis, I would feel like if it was like my spirit would leave my body and I would be floating.
Hmm.
This time I was swirling, I was spinning. There was so many different sensations.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
What do you remember?
Oh, geez. I don't know, but I remember that car. That car was amazing.
Yeah.
It was like, oh man, I've never even seen a car like that.
Uh-huh.
It had different colors.
Uh-huh.
It was like it would have black, but like on the side it would have like red stripes and different materials on it, not just one. It was amazing. It was like not even the Jetsons could visualize a car like that.
Are you an artist?
I'm not.
I was gonna say you could draw that. You could draw that car down.
I
Sounds
could
like,
probably have Lewis do it because he's an artist.
is he? But
I'm more of a writer.
there you go. Well, make sure write it down or do something. Try to commit that to because it sounds like that city that you were looking at, because it's mixed with nature and everything is in communion and speaking to each other and connected in the heart space.
Yeah, and the building, it looked so I want to say like London, like
Hmm.
those brick buildings that you see. I know where I used to live in Boston. That's where the rich people lived in like these brick, nice, really brick buildings.
Yeah.
but just like the energy from it was just like so welcoming. You know, like sometimes you feel like things are cold. It was just so welcoming and loving, and it was all love.
That's
That was
awesome.
amazing.
That's awesome. I kind of stopped asking on timelines or time frames anymore because it's you get soon, it's coming soon.
It's closer than you think.
Yeah, yeah, it's closer than you think. Yeah, yeah. And so I just stop asking and we'll make it happen sooner than and bring it into fruition.
Right.
We'll bring it
I
into our
think
reality.
also because we think so linearly, you know,
Yeah,
it's going to happen in 2 years, 3 years, when in reality, it's like quantum is instantly, you know, it
yeah,
could be instantly, but to us, it could be like 5 years from now.
yeah, yeah. So I tried to get as much information about that scene because it was absolutely amazing to me. And I probably could have stayed there all day,
Yeah, I'm glad I went there.
just just looking around and seeing what's going on. And everything was living. Everything had its consciousness. We talked about the
It
body, you
it
know.
felt like a sci-fi movie type thing,
Hmm.
but different because sci-fi movies don't incorporate nature.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Kind of like, I mean, I think, you know, that's the way we should be living is in communion with nature, and it should be mixed in with everything around us. And um,
Right.
oh, that was awesome, though. It was amazing. We covered so much stuff. We had so much information from that. What do you think about sharing this?
Yeah, I don't mind. I mean, if people connect more to their hearts after this, yeah, let's do it.
That was the theme all the way through, is connected in the heart space. Everything was about connecting in that heart space, connecting with our body through the heart space with love. Um, we had that, staring at yourself in the mirror. We could change our looks or image if we just asked the body what it would like to do.
You know, I felt like I kept tuning in and out. Like I was conscious, but at the same time I wasn't. It's like
Hmm.
it was
Yeah,
weird. It was like in and out, in and out. And I'm like, wait, I want to be in it too. And then sometimes I'm like, no, let me talk.
yeah, yeah. It was amazing. I mean, that was a really good connection.
I also felt like my body moving.
Hmm.
So for instance, I would be laying there and I would have my hands in my belly. And then next thing you know, it's like, nope, we need it on your side. And it was like, okay, fine. And then it's like I would have my legs straight, and then it would be like 1 point, nope, we need this leg like this. Okay, okay, what are we doing here? I don't know, but it was funny.
Maybe it was tuning into the different frequencies to keep
Maybe
to keep you connected.
it
Okay,
could be
put your arm out like this, and you get a better connection. Okay, now bring it back in. Now we got to pick it up on the signal.
like the antenna. Hold on, let me
Right,
fix the antenna
right,
real
right,
quick.
right. Just adjust the dial just a little bit. Okay, we need a leg positioned this way to keep this connection.
Right.
Oh, that's
That
pretty
could
incredible.
be. I don't know.
Well, we are just antennas. I mean, that's how it's made up. We're connected. We're all connected. So, what do you
Yeah.
think? What do you think about the entity release?
Jeez, it was wow. I mean, I always felt like I'm very strong, and if there's something on me, I'm gonna make it come out by myself. You know, like I don't need no one.
Uh,
I'm just gonna ask God, Archangel Michael, to take it out. Um, yeah, it was different. I could like when the one from the belly came out, I
mhm.
felt like before I would feel like my body was like my belly was like heavy or tight. Afterwards, it just felt like it can breathe again. Weird to say that my belly can breathe again, but it could breathe again, you
Yeah.
know?
Uh-huh. And we had removed a loss from light entity there. It was that wall. It was like a wall that was blocking everything from going up through there. Incredible.
And it makes sense because I could just, even walking, I would get, what Dominicans call it calambre, which is when when your legs fall asleep and you feel like tingling up and down your legs.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would have to like start hitting the bottom of my feet. And a lot of the times I would throw cold water on it to like get it moving back up. And I never understood why, because it happens normally, right? When you're sitting on it. But to me, it would happen even when I'm not sitting on it.
When you're walking.
Right, when I'm walking, that is weird. Why is my leg asleep when I'm walking?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
but
that's great. Yeah.
It makes sense that there's, I guess, a wall stopping
it's a big old wall.
Energy. Right.
Yeah. It came to you when you were 10 years old, and trying to read my notes. Came to you when you were learning truths that you didn't. It was a grieving process because it was 10 years old, and that's when it was able to attach to you. That's pretty impressive.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even remember what was happening in my life at 10 years old, to be honest with you.
And so, I don't know if you remember in the induction when I was trying to bring you down, I was choking. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
I was having trouble speaking, and I couldn't do anything. I was trying to clear it. Then finally, I just wrote it down here on the thing. We're going to check the throat, and then it started letting up again. And we found Mark there, which was a 25-year-old earthbound spirit that was keeping you from speaking.
Oh my God.
And so
I always thought it was my upbringing, because women, you look better, prettier, quiet, not.
Yeah. Well, that's when he had said he attached to you at that time. When you were 14 years old, they told you that you weren't supposed to speak.
Right.
To keep quiet or something like that. Something that.
It was more like because I would talk a lot, and I was always the person who would talk without speaking. Mm-hmm. So my father would tell me, you should think before you speak. And then with the way my mind works, you don't want me to think before I speak. It's never going to happen, My mind will never stop thinking.
Right. Oh, man.
So I would just rather not speak. And also a lot of the times when I was younger, I would say, oh, I'm going to just talk to the wall, because I would, we would have a big conversation, like, let's say all the cousins. Mm-hmm. And then two of them would get their point across, and I'm like, oh, me next. And they would never give me a chance to jump in. And I was never one to want to interrupt someone. So I was always patiently waiting. And then I'll be like, oh, I'll just talk to the wall, then the wall will listen.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah, I had a thing with not, no one ever wants to listen to me. So
mm-hmm. That's what and keep you from trusting and scared of talking. It was also giving you some pressure in the third eye too, because he didn't want you to start seeing. I think the fear is that you start seeing, then you're going to see him, then he's not. Where's he going to go?
Oh my God.
So, and then we had that mud, that quicksand that was around the feet that you placed there. That was pretty incredible.
I don't remember much about that one.
Yeah, that was the first one out the chute, was that one, that mud that you placed there, because you're 5 years old and there was a lot of confusion, and you put it there to give you a foundation, because you were doing a lot of moving around, a lot of exchanging through family.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So we did some inner child work there too, where we spoke to that 5-year-old. We changed the scene. We changed those memories. We released those emotions that no longer serve us. And then allowed us to get rid of that mud quicksand there that you put there to give you a foundation, but which wasn't really giving you a good foundation anymore.
Right.
So
that makes sense.
That's pretty credible. And then we had some black magic, or it was a thought form entity sent by black magic, created by black magic to you by someone. So I don't know if you remember that one, but it was like a spider web that was kept you from seeing, kept the light down, because they did not want you to shine your light.
I remember the word Margot, and I'm like, who's Margot? So the whole time I'm like, but who is this Margot?
Oh, that's funny.
I think the whole time you were speaking to whoever it was,
Uh-huh.
the me that's in me was just like, I need to find this Margot.
Oh, that's interesting. That's awesome. That was incredible. Incredible session. Yeah, I think we need to share this if you don't care.
No, I don't.
Do you mind the image? The image on or not, or would you rather not the image?
um, yeah, maybe not the image yet.
We could
I'm
do that.
still working on maybe
Okay.
through mirror work, I can work more on feeling comfortable with seeing myself.
Okay. All right. We don't have to show the image. What about our post session chat? I like to post those and have people see it.
Yeah, I don't mind those.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
They're like
Uh,
the bloopers.
yeah. No, I mean it's good. It's a good after action. I mean the theme on this was just we all need to start connecting into the heart space. That's where it all happens. And stuff we've been talking about for a long time, and that's what we all know we need to connect there. Everything comes from there.
That's beautiful.
So I have quite a few titles that I wrote down while we were doing it, but it has to be something with the heart for sure.
I'm still amazed about that new earth because the way I was imagining it in my head was completely different.
Hmm.
I'm like thinking, oh, it's going to be all space, all spaceships. And then I'm
Uh,
like, no, it's going to be like, back in the prehistoric era, no
uh,
buildings and all trees.
uh.
And then I was conflicted because I'm like, I like both. I'm like, I like technology, but also I love nature. How I couldn't comprehend how you can incorporate the two because in my mind, technology equals death of nature.
Hmm. Yeah, it doesn't have to be that way. The organic technology, which, we saw that when we actually spoke to the buildings or felt the buildings, that they have their consciousness of their own. So it's actually organic technology. And that's
Right.
how they produce energy. And that's how the car produced energy, um, was through that organic technology. It was able to take the energy from the ethers to get exactly what it needed. And
That's amazing.
with communion with the humans that were there and nature, it was able to either form or do whatever it needed to do. I mean, we could ask it to tear down and rebuild. We could. That was amazing.
I can't wait to re-listen to it.
Yeah, it's good. I'll have to get working on this here so you can listen to it soon tonight, hopefully. So that'll be great. Well, do you have any other questions for me?
No, I do feel lighter, to be honest with you, after I in my mind, I'm like, I'll probably only have one, because I'm very spiritual.
Yeah,
You start to put yourself up in a certain level, like nothing can touch me. And it's like, no, we're all vulnerable. And I think that's there's a fear of being vulnerable,
yeah.
that you have to be tough and strong.
Hmm.
And people don't realize that maybe vulnerability is what makes you strong.
Yeah, yeah. Could be. It took a little bit to bring some of those up, but we found them.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. No, if I'm stubborn, I can imagine the entities in me are definitely more stubborn.
Yep. Because initially, I think you said you didn't really have anything on you, and then we saw that in the feet, and then we were off and running. We got this on the feet. We put it there, fixed it, got rid of it, and
Oh, that's
and
right. So how many in total?
so there was one, two, three, four.
Oh,
Four in
wow.
total with the one that you put there, which really wasn't an entity. It was that foundation, that quicksand.
Mm,
And I probably spend more time with the entities than most because to
mm.
me, it's important that you see how they got there, what they're doing,
Yeah,
so we can heal any emotions and stuff that allowed them to get in there in the first place.
yeah,
So we can take a look at it all to keep it from happening again in the future.
right. And honestly, one thing I like about this type of hypnosis is that you're not only helping me, but you're also helping the entity move on, which I think is such a beautiful thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's like we're clearing out the earth from all these stuck entities that aren't able to move on.
It's soul rescue missions. That's what we're doing.
Yes.
We're going in and finding lost souls and helping them to the light. in a mix of helping you as well.
Right.
So it's pretty cool. I love it. Love it. So, well, you know the drill. Drink plenty of water, get all the rest and relax as much as you need. Make sure you get out and ground because you'll be able to ground now. that blockage was removed. So you'll be able to ground and connect with nature more as well.
Oh, that's good.
So, and you might still feel things lifting off of you, little changes. Make sure your method was sending love from the heart to those areas and fill those in with heart space, from your heart space. Fill it with love.
Okay.
So it's perfect.
That's the healing.
The best technique ever.
Okay, I'll do that.
Send love from the heart space out to those areas. Fill them in, and continue with the healing. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
That was an amazing ride you took me on.
It was beautiful. All righty. Well, if you don't have anything else, I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
I love you, and I hope to see you soon.
Take care.
All right. Take care now. Bye-bye.